Thieves Testimony. The next day, the husband was brought before the king for a hearing. The king heard everything. He pronounced the husband guilty and the husband was given the death sentence by the king. But something very unexpected happened before Mignani's husband could be hanged. A thief came to the court. He said to the king, "Your Majesty, the husband is not the murderer. It is the wife herself. I had gone to their house to commit theft. But before I could do anything, I witnessed the murder. I was petrified and ran away from the house. When I came to know that you had sentenced an innocent man to death, I felt it was my duty to come and tell you the truth." So the king immediately changed his judgment in the case. He set the husband free. Brignani was sentenced to death. He also sent the thief behind bars. Father is the culprit. Betal ended his story here. He asked King Vikramaditya, "Vikram, you have heard the entire story. Now answer my question. Who was the real culprit in the story?" King Vikramaditya replied, "Betal, if the thief had not testified, Brignani's husband would surely have been hanged to death. But the thief helped the husband and he was cleared of all charges. On the whole, it is Brignani's father who was to be blamed. He was the real culprit. He did not tell her husband to be about his daughter's character. He simply married her off. This fault proved devastating for the family." Betal said, "You are right, Vikram, but you have spoken again, so I must fly again and go back to my people tree." Thus Betal flew away, despite all the efforts of King Vikramaditya to stop him. A fuming Vikramaditya again followed Betal to catch him once again. The Brahmin is blessed. King Vikramaditya caught Betal before he could hang upside down on the peepal tree. Putting the dead body on his shoulder, he walked towards the crematory. On the way, Betal remarked, "Vikram, it is for the first time that you have caught me even before I could be in my abode. It seems that you will taste success soon. Now, as the road is too long, you had better listen to the story I tell you." So Betal began his story. There was a town named Baikuntpur. An old Brahmin named Nandhasan lived there. He was sad because he had no children. One day he felt very depressed. He said to himself, "I really do not know what sin I have committed, as God has not blessed me with a child." But it seemed that God had heard his prayers. Nandhasan was blessed with a son. He was thrilled and thanked God. The son dies. The Brahmin named the child Vishal Datta. With passing time, Vishal Datta grew up. The Brahmin brought him up in a traditional way. He received good education. By the age of 14 years, he had mastered the Vedas and the Upanishads. All was going well when something awful happened. Vishal Datta became seriously ill. None of the physicians could cure him, and finally he died. Nandhasan was totally shaken. He was so shocked that he was on the verge of getting mad. He threw himself on his son's bier and wept bitterly. He sat there for hours. Finally, it was time to take the body for cremation. So, a sad Nandhasan, along with other people, took the boy to the crematory. Near that place, under a tree, a very old sage was sitting in meditation. He got disturbed by the wailing of the people and looked in that direction.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.